Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about the new civilization that Michonne had not necessarily stumbled upon, but discovered in her final episode. We have some theories on what that civilization could be.
Yeah, guys, we are expanding even further into the Walking Dead universe. We have CRM, we have Georgie's group, we have the comic book Commonwealth, which we'll be getting very soon, the Pioneers, which are from Fear the Walking Dead, and now this group of migrants, this caravan group who seemed very well organized, and they seem to kind of have like a Western feel to them, just from the two people that we saw, but they do have a lot of horses, wagons, and we have two theories of who this group could be.
I think I mentioned to you in our reaction video that it seemed like an Oregon Trail type of movement. Like this group or this civilization was migrating because of something that happened. But I just want to throw this comment out there. Isn't it funny how we have an apocalyptic event, but we're growing more, as we move more and more into the series, we're finding more and more people survived it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's just insane.
A lot of people.
But anyway, who is this group?
Yeah, guys, so one of the theories is that we are possibly thinking it could be the Pioneers from Fear the Walking Dead. Now, the Pioneers were basically all in Texas primarily, but we have to think Fear the Walking Dead is 6 years behind, so the group could have expanded 6 years and is in that area and traveling around trying to find a good place for their massive community. Yeah,
based upon the current events of Fear, I certainly hope that it is not that group.
Yeah, so there's Ginny's group, which
I hope, well,
not great.
Let's hope that if it is this group, if it is the Pioneers from Fear the Walking Dead, and let's hope that there is a leader change at the top, because Ginny is not the type of person that I can say would sustain a civilization.
Right. And one thing that we want to reiterate is that Scott Gimple did mention that this new migrant group is not part of CRM. He's mentioned before in previous interviews that CRM is its own mythology. It's going to be separated on its own. CRM is not Commonwealth. Commonwealth is not CRM. Nope. This new group is no part of CRM.
The CRM is completely independent of this group, which is good.
Yeah.
So
very good.
So we got that out of the way, which is one that I don't like. What's the second theory?
Well, the second theory, guys, this goes into some comic book spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled on any comic book future storylines, please, check out some, go research it on your own if you like, and then come back to the video. But we're getting into the Commonwealth story arc, which is the final arc of the comic book source material. And the group is called the Commonwealth, which is what Stephanie is going to be on. Yep. Later in the comic book, there was a civilization called the Western Alliance, which was founded by the Commonwealth, or they joined the Commonwealth after Rick's death. And they were more to the west from what we knew. Eugene was building the railroad to build trade routes to them. But this could be maybe the early beginning of the Western Alliance before they maybe travel out west.
Yeah, so a little bit of context there, though, is that the Western Alliance wasn't just one civilization, and nor was the Commonwealth one civilization. What that represented in the source material was one completely different region of the United States was now migrating and joining alliances with another region of the United States.
That's right.
So our survivors and the Commonwealth represented the Eastern Alliance, and whoever, because we never found out in the source material,
we never did.
Whoever comprised of the Western Alliance was now joining forces and meeting. I certainly think that that's a good theory. I just know if we're talking about source material, then it seemed like they were a little bit further west.
From what we gathered, we didn't really, and it's not even in Wikipedia, we don't really know where they're located, but because Eugene was building the railroad, we assumed that they were pretty far out from where the Commonwealth group was on the East Coast. Maybe they're in the middle of the country, maybe where we're at, Nebraska or something.
And that's another thing,
or Texas or something
when you mention the railroad, it was just assumed, or at least I assumed, that the Western Alliance was a little bit more advanced than what we see here in this. And I'm not saying that it couldn't be the Western Alliance, but I do have a theory myself on who possibly this group could be.
And they seem pretty well organized. And I mean, from what we saw, we just saw a big vision or wide shot of who they are. But they had wagons, they had horses, they had perimeters on the outside protecting the inside. So it seems like they've done this traveling before, and they know how to protect themselves.
Very organized. They had factions.
Yeah.
Factions
separated.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was there's a purpose by that.
There's a purpose by that, which is cool.
That's a military type movement.
Right.
So but what I think it is maybe this is a civilization that crumbled at one point. They had a huge civilization, they had a huge compound or, walled area, but it fell. And now they know of CRM and they are migrating towards CRM. Not saying that it is CRM, but they are aware of this greater civilization.
That I'm not sure. It's from how Scott Gimple has mentioned it. He's not wanting to. He hasn't completely confirmed it, but he hasn't said if other groups are going to be aware of other groups. So we don't know if other groups are aware of CRM.
Well, I'll tell you what, CRM is aware of him.
Potentially,
CRM, I would think, is aware of a lot more civilizations, and from what we've gained of fear, they're not wanting to reach out to any other civilizations, which would really debunk my theory.
It would be nice if other communities are aware. It's just, I don't know if they're going to dig into that.
No, and I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're going to get anything connected from this group. This might just be a catalyst for, Michonne going through this hurdle to get to Rick.
Yeah, and that's kind of based off of what, Scott Gimple has mentioned, where he has ambitions for Michonne to do possibly solo stories. Now, it's not confirmed, of course, it'll probably be down the line, but I would think if he wants to do solo stories of Michonne, maybe being with this group for a little bit and then traveling north to be with Rick, they're probably going to have to decide on that, I wouldn't say soon, because their plan is to do 3 Rick Grimes movies. We're hoping that the first one is arriving in 2021. And then by the third, maybe by 2023, that they could throw in a couple side stories of Michonne and then pop her in there. I don't know.
It's so funny when you mention that far out.
Isn't it insane?
It is insane.
If they can do a movie a year.
Yeah, exactly. That's pushing it.
Yeah, that's really pushing it. But I think that going off of the information we have, of course, we don't know who this group is. We're just theorizing who potentially they could be off of the known information of the pioneers from Fear. Could they have evolved over 6 years to make a bigger, better group other than Ginny, who's leading it right now? Or could it be maybe the group from the comic books? Could this be the beginnings of the Western Alliance or just some civilization like you said?
Yep.
They fell, they're wanting to move around, and they've learned over the years how to properly travel and protect themselves.
Yeah, guys, let us know what you think this group is and how this will deal in the future of The Walking Dead. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're always notified when we upload new content. Follow us at NocBro Nation, Facebook and Twitter. I'm Josh.
I'm Jarrell.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.